Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, it's Pose Season 3, Episode 3, entitled The Trunk. I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around. I have all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. It's 1978 and Elektra's the lady of the night. She spends the evening schooling a friend on how she gets the most out of her tricks. People pay more because they think she's more. The only problem this night is Elektra's friend has lost her house keys, forcing Elektra to go home to her mother, Mrs. Tasha Jackson. The attempts are made to enter in quietly, but she hears the name Dwayne and is caught off guard. Her mother is upset because apparently they had an agreement that under her roof, this cross-dressing wasn't allowed. Elektra insists that she's not a cross-dresser or a homosexual, but she's a woman. Elektra rushes to her room, determined to grab her belongings and leave for good. She's sick of the abuse from her mother, but her mother tells her everything that's in her house belongs to her, and she physically throws Elektra out. Elektra doesn't leave before telling her mother that this is who I am. Farewell, mother dear. The date goes forward into 1994, and Elektra is getting the hunch that some detectives are watching her every move, but she continues about her day. She enters into an office where she's clearly the boss and listens to some missed calls. There's even a voicemail message from Lulu letting her know that she's okay, even though Miss Angel is on her sober living and doesn't want Blanca or anyone else to come looking for her. She's at a special call center and has a brief chat with one of her employees, reporting good numbers along with increased profit. Unfortunately, that good news is interrupted by detectives demanding Elektra to come with them to the station. Mayor Giuliani is clearing any and everything that has to do with peep shows, the piers, etc. They want names and details, but Elektra isn't falling for the threats. The good cop, bad cop isn't pulling over too well. She wants a lawyer, so in the meantime, they tell her that they're going to call a judge to get a warrant to search any details, including bank accounts, phone records, and even her apartment. They allow her one phone call. She calls Blanca to retrieve anything from her home, things are of value, and directly the trunk. Blanca doesn't want to be an accomplice to anything that's going on, but later agrees to help. Now her concern is being booked as a man. While they get a warrant, they can pull any and everything to charge Elektra with anything. Poppy and Blanca arrive at Elektra's home and Ricky lets them in. They find the closet and observe the strong, weird smell. She gets the money from the safe, and now it's time to retrieve the trunk, but Ricky and Poppy are resistant, not knowing its contents. Blanca explains the truth, and they move it to Blanca's house, but the smell is unbearable. Blanca reminisces that the trunk was a family memorial, and it held a lot of treasures, and Elektra was willing to give them all away for everyone and everything else. We go back to 1983, and it's a flashback scene of familiar faces. Blanca, Lulu, Candy, and Mother Elektra. They're out of food, and they're talking about doing desperate measures, all the way to the fact that Blanca is even offering to go to the piers. But Elektra says that since that's her house and she's mother, that she will take care of everything. Elektra heads to the piers and sees a young Angel, Lamar, and Cubby. We learned that Angel and Cubby are cousins, and they met everyone else along the way. Elektra offers her home address and wants them to go to her address. She tells them to ask for Blanca and tell them Mother Elektra sent you. Mother Elektra has provided dinner, and they all dine in, sharing laughs, getting to know one another. Elektra is tired of the hand-to-mouth and knows that they must do something to just live at a higher bunk. And then, unfortunately, the lights go out. Elektra says there's something that I need that's mine that I've got to retrieve. They go back to Elektra's home and Blanca and Elektra go in. They find the trunk and the trunk is full of fur along with some jewelry. As they're looking around, Blanca finds a photo of Elektra, younger, with the mother. They try to get out of the house as quiet as possible, but unfortunately, Mrs. Jackson catches them taking away the trunk. She threatens to call the police, but Elektra says, "Fine, do it. I'll scream and be loud, and so everybody can know in the neighborhood what the truth really is and who I really am. So go ahead, call the police." The mother backs down and says, "Okay, take it with you. You know, everything that you've gone through when you were young, I prayed for a boy, and that boy would later grow up and protect me. Now the neighbors are different. Nobody knows who I am, and now she's all alone." Elektra reminds her that if she knew anything about her, she would know that she protects any and everything that she cares for, and she would hurt to protect her mother. She tends to everything that she owns. The mother wants love, but it's only on her terms, telling Elektra to turn it down. These parameters Elektra can't uphold to and says everything in life is about me wanting more. And I'm sorry that it disappoints you that I can't tone things down. It's an unfortunate moment, but Elektra makes it known that I can't love you the way you want me to be. You need to see me for who I am. And before she walks out the door, she says, "Goodbye, Tasha." It's present day and Christopher comes by to see Blanca but notices the terrible smell. He narrows down that the smell is coming from the trunk and wants to know the truth and what's going on. Blanca fills him in on everything, the truth in its all sincerity, and surprisingly, Chris wants to help. Elektra makes bail, and now it's time to take care of the trunk and everything along with it. We go back to 1983, and it's Elektra and the kids. They think they're going into a home for a quick hustle, but they learn that it's their home. Elektra has provided, and Blanca is aware of the sacrifices Elektra had to make. Present day, they've got to get rid of the contents in the trunk. They want to dump the contents in the run of the sewage plant. Christopher explains that the microbes and the bacteria in the water will eat away at all of the contents. Blanca reminds Elektra that this isn't her fault. They dump the trunk and later have dinner. The good news is that Christopher was able to pull some strings and get Elektra's charges dropped. Elektra is overwhelmed by all of the help and is worried that she can't pay everybody else back, especially Christopher. But Blanca tells her that that's what family is for. That's what we do. And she remembers all of the sacrifices she made in order to take care of them. Without you, Elektra, none of us will be where we are. The good news is that she got into nursing school, but couldn't tell Elektra sooner because she was in jail. They reminisce about the House of Abundance's first walk together for the first time. Pray Tell is on the microphone and he's announcing that he's just so upset. The category, I can't believe it. Look, I know it's 3 a.m. and we're all craving rest, but this is a good category, a category for the creative, and the House of Capricorn is disappointing me. The category was Once Upon a Time, not Prom Night Massacre. He makes an announcement that there's a new house and they're walking tonight. Lulu serves with some Rapunzel realness. Angel slays as Little Miss Red Riding Hood. And Candy is Sleeping Beauty. Blanca as Snow White. And the mother Elektra serves as the evil queen. They score all 10s and announce that they are the House of Abundance. With all 10s and the trophy, they walk out with nothing but pride. Blanca announces to everybody else about the good news about her getting into nursing school, and they all cheers to family. And that is the end of the episode. Another amazing episode. I see what the writers are doing. Do you see what the writers are doing? They are really emotionally pulling us into a crescendo of something that's happening at the end of this season. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be something really, 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 really sad. Anytime you have characters in which they're trying to build emotional connection with, it's the setup before the fall. It's the setup before the crescendo of writing. Backstories of characters are always wonderful to see, because what does that do? That builds emotional connection with the character to the viewer. Now, a lot of characters that we've already gotten past information about their family, how they were raised, when they passed away or there's something happened, we felt that connection. Now we see flashes of Cubby when he was younger on the streets with his cousins and friends trying to just make it. So now we have an even deeper remorse in his passing. So I could just, we're not even mid-season yet, and every episode there are tears somewhere of joy, of happiness, or of sadness. So if you got me crying every episode, that's just amazing writing. That's just, I've read some comments from critics about certain actors not being able to act and all this other stuff, but the storyline itself, I think, is absolutely brilliant. Billy Porter is such an amazing actor in pulling us in that I think it's absolutely beautiful. When this first came on, I predicted that, I said in my previous reviews, you can look at the past playlist, I estimated, I said, you know what, Billy Porter, he's going to win an Emmy. I just know it. He's just too wonderful. I think that he's going to win, and he won. Amazing writing, amazing storyline. And what I tend to repeat a lot when it comes to the review of this story is that it's opening individuals' eyes who are maybe unaware of cultures, aspects, lifestyles, because it gets you out of tunnel vision by maybe what you thought something meant or what it connected with. And you're getting more of an understanding of lifestyle, how it affected people's families, how it affected people's individuality, their day-to-day lives when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to work. So many things. The judicial system, that's a tongue twister. And how everything's correlated with people who have power and who are in control that don't understand what's going on. It's just beautiful. I mean, this is just a solid grain of a piece of understanding what's happening within the LGBTQ plus community. But just this story and the different storylines, what it did was it also inspired more people to view and watch other documentaries when it comes to ballroom, when it comes to clubhouse music, when it comes to all of these things. So anything that's going to open the eyes to more awareness of what's going on. A lot of people got a lot of awareness with HBO's original series, The Wire, and understanding how the media, politics, the police force, the streets, everything, how everything's connected, and not having this narrow-minded of just seeing one thing from one view. With The Wire, each season is about a totally different group of individuals. One season deals with the peers. One season is the government. One season is the police department. One season is the kids. Like, everything has this rippling effect, and yet it's all connected. With this show and this writing, we are developing and understanding friendships, families with their lifestyles, and livelihood. Those things are correlated together, and us having an emotional connection with some of their experiences. So it's really, really enlightening to see. Even if you don't like the show, even if you feel like this is a terrible example of something within that community, and you're like, oh, that doesn't stand for that, and oh, this is exaggerated, or is that, I don't get that energy from this. But not being a member of that community, from the outside looking in, there's not this over-exaggeration of stereotype. There's not this over-exaggeration of things that are unnecessary. Everything in this series seems like it has true, sincere viewpoints. And what allows that to happen is a lot of the creators and everybody that's within the series is part of that community. which is beautiful because you have the directors and the writers who are in that community that can say, this even happened in my life. This happened in my experience. That's what makes writing great. When I saw what Elektra, the character Elektra, went through, I'm sure that a lot of people within that community experienced the same thing. Once again, connection. When it came to the desperation of surviving and doing things that were illegal, but they can't work a day-to-day, quote-unquote, normal job because of who they were, it pulls you into that. It pulls you into the systems within the jails and the courthouses with that. It's just so much connection, and it shows the domino effect. And I think that's something with this show, that it's timeless. It's a show that won't get old because there's topics that are just not in the past, but still things that are happening to this day. Quote unquote, learning what being outed is, or being clocked, and all of these things. So it was just a beautiful episode. I'm just setting my heart up. I'm preparing myself for the emotional tears. I know it's coming. I just know it's coming, y'all. People are still sick. People are still dealing with illnesses that we learned about from the first season. We still know that Pray Tell is dealing with his illness, that Blanca's dealing with her illness. We do know that a couple of the kids, quote unquote, have issues with alcoholism. We still have individuals that are dealing with relapses and drugs and all of these things. So it's just like the big question mark of which one of these characters that we have a connection with is unfortunately going to pass, or something bad's going to happen. It's always good to have flares of good news, like Blanca getting into nursing school, like, she getting the charges job, and we taking care of this one thing, but it's coming, y'all, and I'm just not ready. I'm just not ready. Next week's episode with Pray Tell and going back home. Oh my goodness. Let me get the Kleenex. I already know the Kleenex is going to be there. And I'm I'm getting my heart ready, y'all. And we're not even mid-season, okay? When we get to mid-season, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm getting out the Kleenex. Let me know what you think. Subscribe. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you don't miss any posts. And like this video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at the same profile name, officialbunne_E. Please put your comments down below. I respond to any and everybody as quickly as I can. And we can agree to disagree. Just make sure to respect one another in the comments. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.